All right, let's get into it. Today, we are talking about the one element that's really truly powering our modern world: lithium. It's the super lightweight metal that's at the absolute heart of the electric revolution. But as you're about to see, its story is, well, it's complicated. So that brings us to the big question we're tackling today. Is lithium really the S tier, top of the line solution for all our energy needs? Or is it just an overhyped quick fix that comes with some seriously heavy baggage? Let's figure it out. And to really get your head around lithium, you have to start with this unbelievable fact. We're talking about a metal that is so light it will literally float on water. And yet, that same material is powerful enough to move a 2-ton electric car down the highway. That contrast right there, that's what makes lithium so incredible and also so complex. So yeah, let's dive in and really unpack these contradictions and get to the bottom of what this element is all about. So, what is lithium technically? Well, it's atomic number 3 on the periodic table, which makes it the lightest of all metals. But here's the magic. The key is its high electrochemical potential. Now, that's a fancy way of saying it's just incredibly good at giving away its electrons, and that's what creates a really powerful electrical current. It's that one property that makes it the absolute king of modern batteries. But it wasn't always this rock star element. The journey lithium took from just being a weird scientific discovery to an industrial giant is actually a pretty wild story. I mean, just look at this timeline. It's kind of nuts. It was discovered way back in 1817, and for more than 100 years, it was just there, a niche material. Its first big break, believe it or not, was as a psychiatric drug in the 1940s. But the real game changer, the moment everything shifted, was 1991. That's when Sony put a lithium-ion battery in a camcorder, and boom, the portable electronics revolution began. And then, of course, 2016. Tesla's Gigafactory came online and just scaled everything to the moon for the EV boom. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up that transformation. It went from being this relatively obscure element used in, specialty greases and medicine to becoming the absolute linchpin of our entire electrified world. That history brings us right up to today, where the sheer scale of the lithium boom is just staggering. We are talking about a global industry that is just expanding at a breakneck speed. To keep up with the insane demand from car companies and tech giants, we're on track to produce 389,000 tons of lithium this year alone. That's a 15% jump in a single year. That's the kind of acceleration we're dealing with. And of course, where there's that kind of demand, the money follows. This market is expected to be worth over $34 billion by 2035. This isn't just about a material anymore. It's a massive economic engine driving the whole energy transition. So where is all of this stuff going? Well, while it does have some other uses in things like industrial greases and ceramics, let's be real, the story of lithium today is overwhelmingly the story of batteries. A whopping 85% of it ends up powering our phones, our laptops, and, of course, our cars. Okay, so it's essential, it's valuable, case closed, right? Well, not so fast. That's only half the story. Now we need to look at the other side of the coin, the conflict, the complexity, and the pretty significant downsides of relying so heavily on this one metal. And the problems start right at the very beginning, getting it out of the ground. There are two main ways to do it, and honestly, neither of them is perfect. You can evaporate it from brine, which uses just insane amounts of water in some of the driest places on Earth. Or you can do hard rock mining, which means digging these giant open pits that just scar the landscape. It's a classic environmental trade-off with no easy answer. And this is where things get really frustrating. We could, technically, recover about 95% of the lithium from all our old batteries. But in reality, we're recycling less than 20% of it. That huge gap represents a massive failure to create a truly sustainable circular system for our batteries. And beyond the environmental costs, there are a whole bunch of other headaches. The price is all over the place, making everything unstable. The batteries themselves, as we know, can be a fire risk, and the supply chain is incredibly fragile, with the vast majority of refining happening in just one country. These are all serious drags on lithium's potential. So we've seen the amazing power, and we've seen the serious problems. After all that, the good, the bad, and the ugly, where do we actually land? It's time to deliver a final verdict. And to make sure we're being fair and balanced about this, we're going to use these 6 key criteria. We'll score lithium on everything from its history to its relevance today to make sure we get a really solid, justified ranking. All right, let's break down the scorecard. It gets really high marks for its properties and its lasting relevance. I mean, you just can't deny how critical it is to the energy transition right now. But it takes some serious hits on scalability and cost because of that price volatility, and its workability is held back a bit by how reactive it is. So yeah, it's a strong performance, but it is definitely not flawless. And all of that brings us to our final verdict, a high A tier. Now, why not S tier? Well, it's pretty simple. While lithium is absolutely essential for our clean energy future, all those issues, the supply chain problems, the environmental costs, the price swings, they just prevent it from reaching that perfect top-tier status. This line right here just captures it perfectly. Lithium is, without a doubt, the metal that's sparking the battery age. It's the catalyst, but it's doing it all under these boom-bust shadows, that environmental and economic volatility that we just can't ignore. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Lithium is the king today, no question. But for how long? With really promising alternatives like sodium-ion batteries starting to pop up, you have to wonder, will lithium's reign continue, or is its crown maybe starting to slip? The answer to that question is going to define the future of energy. Thanks for joining me.